Welcome to a new video lesson. In today's lesson, I will analyze a part of The Good Person of Szechwan by Bertolt Brecht. So, let's begin. Today, we will start with the interlude between scene 5 and scene 6. Okay, so it is the third interlude, and this interlude is taking place in front of the curtain where Shen Teh is in her wedding dress and is on her way to the wedding. And before going there, she turns to the audience to speak. So, here again is the alienation effect, and this alienation effect is for the audience to show or force them to think about what are the things that are happening, what are the changes that are happening between or within the character. Okay, that is what we will see here. Shen Teh says, "I have had a fearful experience. As I stepped out of the door, joyous and full of expectation, I found the carpet dealer's old wife standing in the street, shaking, telling me that her husband was so excited and troubled about the money she lent me that he has fallen ill. She thought it best for me in any case to give her back the money." So here the dilemma, here the problem is again arised, where we see that the carpet dealer or the carpet selling woman who has given Shen Teh the 200 silver dollars is now asking back those money, those silver dollars, 200 silver dollars, as because her husband has fallen ill. But as we know that those 200 silver dollars and also 300 silver dollars that young son was to get by selling the property of Shen Teh will be applied, will be given, will be used for getting young son the job. So in this moment, in this situation, it is a problem for Shen Teh to get back those money because young son won't give it back. And what we see here is that Shen Teh is now in a bit of flux by what to do, but to help the person who has given her the money during her need, or to help the love of her life by giving those money. Okay, she was greatly relieved and weeping, gave her good wishes and everything. I had to sit down on the steps when she left. I had so scared myself. In the tumult of my feelings, I had thrown myself once more into the young son's arms." So what she says that she has been so engrossed within her feelings that she forced herself, or she led herself to fall into the arms of young son again. Okay, because it is not possible for her to get over young son. So in spite of her knowing that young son is evil, in spite of her knowing that what things he has told Shweta, that is actually Shen Teh, in spite of knowing all that, she is still believing young son. That is her goodness. Good people, in spite of being cheated, they keep on trusting people. Okay, if you have the book, please underline, the evil that he had spoken to Shweta could not teach Shen Teh a lesson. Okay, sinking into his arms, I still thought the gods wanted me to be kind to myself too. So the Panglossian attitude of, or the nature of Shen Teh is such that she still believes, she optimistically, she is such a foolishly optimistic person that she still believes that something good might happen. She is being kind to everyone, and she believes that she should be kind to herself also, in spite of being the same person that to whom young son has spoken everything. She is unable to accept what she has heard. She is so blind in love that she still finds good in young son and wants to do good. Okay, so this is the nature of uh, Shen Teh. This nature of Shen Teh is actually doing her the harm. Okay, what does she believe in? She believes that she should also be the one who should be facing the kindness. Okay, to let none go to waste, not oneself either, to bring happiness to all, even oneself, that is good. So, the kindness should not just be shown to the persons who are selfish, who are rude, and who are adamant and everything, but it should be, the kindness should be shown also to people who are good also. Okay, because they also need the same. How could I simply have forgotten the two good old people? Like the small hurricane sun just swept my shop off in the direction of Pekin, and with all my friends, but he is not evil, he loves me. So, see again that he is Shen Teh is thoroughly in love with Yang San. He has been able to convince her that he loves her, but actually, what the audience or we know, that it is actually, he is actually after the money that Shen Teh possesses. She is not being loved, she is being loved only because of her money. Okay, as long as I am near him, he will do nothing wicked. What a man tells other man means nothing. So she is putting hopes against hopes. Okay, she is arguing against all the things that has happened in reality. She is nullifying the reality she has heard. She is just nullifying everything that she has heard in real thing. He wants to seem big and strong then, and particularly hard boiled. She is putting argument after argument to satisfy her own mind in order to create a make believe for herself, where she is being loved by son. Okay, and he will do as she will ask him to do. Understood? So this is a kind of blind love that she has for young son, and this blind love, in this blind love, she is neglecting all the facts that has happened in reality. All the things that has happened in reality is being projected as a boasting kind of thing, where the boasting is done by young son in order to show himself in a big strong way in front of another man. Okay, so what we see here is that in spite of knowing all the facts, in spite of knowing the reality, Shen Teh is so much in love. In spite of knowing all that, she is totally trying to negate the realistic things and is trying to create a make believe system, make believe idea, where she is happily in love with son, and young son is doing everything for their love. Okay, he would rather get a job at the cement works than owe his flying to the wrong action. So the if I tell him that the old people cannot pay their taxes, he will understand. So Shen Teh believes that if he talks to young son and asks for the money, by saying that the problems that the old people has fallen into, she believes that young son would give them the money back, and he would work in the cement factory and give up the hopes of flying, because he loves him so much that he won't do anything to harm others. He won't do anything to harm the people, to take away the job of another person by bribing a person of that job. Okay. He also says that true flying is tremendous passion for him. Shall I strong enough to call out the goodness in him? So she says that no doubt flying is the passion for him, but getting the job by following the wrong path is wrong. Okay, so she will make him understand that it is not right to do that, and so uh, she believes that young son will see those things. She will be able to make young son see the loopholes, and he would leave the hope of destroying another person's job in order to get that job. Okay, at that moment on the way of my wedding, I am hovering between fear and joy. So what we see here is that she is filled with joy, but she is continuously fluctuating between fear and joy. Okay, what the fear is all about? Fear is about a future. Fear is about the consequences that she might face if she says, if she asks back the money. Okay, and also joy also because of the future prospect that she is going to be married with the love of her life. Okay, so here ends the interlude. She goes off quickly. She is going to the wedding place. Okay, so in the interlude we understand the character of Shen Teh very much clearly, and along with that we understand what she is going to do. She is going to ask the money back from young son, and she will also tell him that she is not going to sell the shop, and thirdly she would ask son to leave the hope of flying and work in the cement factory, and they would be able to run their family quite well by working two ways. Okay, by maintaining the shop and by young son working in the cement factory. Okay, so scene 6 begins in a private room in a cheap suburban restaurant, where the waiter is seen pouring the wedding guest, and around Shen Teh is stand with the grandfather, the sister-in-law, Mrs. Shen, an unemployed man. The priest stands in the corner, and he is waiting to conduct the marriage. Okay, and young son is talking to his mother, Mrs. Young. In front, he is wearing the dinner jacket. Son says that there is a bad news. The bad news is that she, that is Shen Teh, has told her that she is not going to sell the shop as some, and also asks to give the 200 silver dollars that she gave you, because the old people from whom she has taken the money is in need of it. Okay, so young son says that you can marry her, of course. So see the mother also, the character of the mother, Mrs. Young. Uh, uh, she is saying that in spite of so-called inspired, it not inspired, so-called that young son is in love with her. Okay, but what we see here is that his mother is saying that he cannot marry if he does not get the money. So young son is actually marrying not because of the love or the so-called love that he professes. Okay, but what we see here is that he is actually uh, wanting the money, right? That is what is spoken here. Son says that she is not able to understand, so he has asked, she has called for the cousin, that is Shweta. Okay, but it has not been told to Shen Teh that Shweta has been asked to come here. Mrs. Young says that I will go and look outside for Shweta and go talk to the bride now, son. While Shen Teh is pouring the wine and is very much delighted with the emotions that she is going to be married, and she says that not a line of the face betrayed disappointment. I was not mistaken in him. So she says that she is not mistaken in him, that she has not mistaken him. Okay, that he is not at all disappointed. He is not at all disappointed with the course of action that is going to happen when she has asked for the money. He is not at all disappointed, and she believes that they would be married soon, within a few minutes or so, and he loves her very much. Okay, so these are her illusions, these are her naive thoughts. That is what we are seeing here. On the other side, it is quite clearly evident that she is too naive to understand the plans of Mrs. Young and young son. So what we see here is that it is clearly evident through their actions, through their speech, through their dialogue, that they are not going to marry, that is young son is not going to marry Shen Teh unless he gets the money. So that's why he has asked Shen Teh, asked Shweta to come over, and now son is here to talk to her. Okay, son says, son is being offered a drink by the bride, the would-be bride Shen Teh. Son is sarcastically says that what should I drink to, as we know that they drink to some cause, okay, to health, to prosperity and everything. So Shen Teh says that let's drink it to our future, as she is still in a space where she believes that she is going to be married, she is going to have a family and everything. That's why she believes that son needs to drink for the future and everything. But what we see here is that they are waiting for Shweta to come, but the impossibility of such a situation is this, that where Shen Teh is present, Shweta cannot come, because both are the same person. They wait for him, son waits for him, but it is not possible for Shweta to come here. Okay, we also see that son is making fun of Shen Teh, or is humiliating Shen Teh, whatever you can see. Shen Teh is being asked by young son that can you use 3 leaves to make 5 cups of coffee, 5 cups of tea? So obviously Shen Teh says no. Son says that what a shame, how can you do that? I shan't be getting my tea. So she is trying to find Sun is trying to find out the loopholes in Shen Teh's character, because it would be easier for him to reject her. Similarly, she asks, can you sleep on a mattress which is the size of a priest's reading book? Okay. Shen Teh asks, is it double bedded? Sun says single. Shen Teh says that no, in that case no. How can two-person fit uh, uh, when it is single? When it is single bedded, how can two people fit in that? Okay, so Sun says that what a wife I am getting. So the expectations are so high, but more importantly, he is trying to humiliate her. Okay. In the meantime, the doorbell rings, but no one enters. Shen Teh, who is your Shen Teh asks, who is your mother waiting for? Young Sun then says that, where is your cousin Shweta? Shen Teh, I don't know, I don't think, I don't want to think about him. Sun, why not? Because I wish you don't get on with him. If you like me, you can't like him. Obviously, so Shen Teh is saying that she cannot, or rather, Sun cannot like Shen Teh if she likes Shweta, or the other way round. If she likes Shweta, then he cannot like Shen Teh, because they are completely opposite, because they are the binary opposite, they are the alter ego, right? So what we see here is that Shen Teh is not willing to get into the mode of what can you say, get into the mode of Shweta, in order because she thinks that that is needed when she needs to be rescued. And now she is in such a space, she is in such mental space where she is only thinking of getting married, she is only thinking of getting a family, she is only thinking of bringing young Sun back to a life where he is not wanting to harm another for getting the job. While Mrs. Yang is waiting for Shweta and young Sun is also waiting for Shweta, Mrs. Yang says that to the sister-in-law that her son has got a job in Pekin. To that reply, Shen Teh asks Sun that why don't you tell her that Pekin is off? That why don't you tell her that you are not going to Pekin? Actually, she believes that Sun has listened to her. Sun has listened to her wishes and is not going to Pekin for that job. But actually it is the other way round. Actually Shen Teh does not know what young Sun is planning. Young Sun says that your cousin can tell her if she feels the same way as you. Between you and me, I don't. So when I am with you, when it is between you and me, that is between young Sun and Shen Teh, he says that he will not go to Pekin. But if your cousin is willing to say that he don't want me to go to Pekin, then let him say that to my mother. Okay, but I promised the old couple I would pay them back. So Sun says that all I want to get out of out here. So what is being said over here? It is being said that Shen Teh understands that young Sun has not listened a bit. Young Sun is still fixed with the idea of going to Pekin. So in return, what son says that he wants to get out of this place at any cost. Get out of this Szechwan. Get out of this place at any cost. In return, Shen Teh says that as she has promised the old couple that she is going to pay them back, right? Son says that as you are so silly, drink your wine and leave business to me. Son is trying to control her. Son is trying to take things into his own hands by saying that he is not willing to let Shen Teh take the decision, and he is waiting for Shweta to come, and he will take the decisions after that. Son says, I would sooner blow the whole 200 in a single night. I would sooner chuck it in the river. I fixed with him he was going to bring the 300 to the wedding. Okay, so what we see here is that the real nature or the real self of young son is coming out. He is saying that I had a deal with Shweta that he is going to bring the rest of the 300 for the wedding. Unless he brings that, there will be no marriage. So it is clear dowry. Okay, or more than that, it is only because of that money that he is promising to get married. Shen Teh says, my cousin cannot come. It is impossible for him to be where I am. How very mysterious. Shen Teh says, son, you must realize he is no friend of yours. It is I who love you. So what we are seeing here is that Shen Teh is trying to win over everyone. Shen Teh is trying to make people realize, make the love of a life realize that it is the love that you need. It is the love that I have for you. Other people don't love you. Other people don't love you. So I am your love. I love you the most. So you should be doing what I say. She tries to win over, and in every situation with love. She tries to win over every situation with love. So considers his credibility and position more strong. Wishes she would be loved more than Shweta. Okay. She considers that she would be loved back in the same way that the way she loves young son. Clear? So, but what we see here is that those 300 silver dollars are the main thing that young son is after. Okay, Shen Teh says that he says you only bought one ticket to Pekin. So as we know that Shen Teh and Shweta are the same person. So it is said that he has bought one ticket. Son says yes, that was yesterday. But look what I have got to show him today. He pulls out 2 tickets out of his breast. There's no need for the old woman to see. So what we see here is that son is showing yesterday son saw, or young son has shown only one ticket to Shweta, right? And he also said that Shen Teh in the beginning would be a liability, and he won't take Shen Teh with him, right? To that, Shweta has said that only when he has got 2 tickets, that is young son has got 2 tickets to Pekin and is taking Shen Teh with him, only then he is allowing them to get married, right? Today he is showing 2 tickets. But what he says that? He says that let not his mother see those 2 tickets. So what is he actually up to? Is he actually planning to take his mother with him, and not Shen Teh? Okay, so actually he is planning that only. Okay, so he is actually planning to take his mother away. He is actually planning to take the money of Shen Teh, get married to her, take the money of Shen Teh, and leave Shen Teh over here, and they won't be able to trace him in Pekin. Okay, so see the devious plan that he has made. Shen Teh, no, the job is a good one and my business has gone. It is for your sake. I sold the furniture. Shen Teh says that, don't say anymore. I don't show me the ticket. So what we see here is that Shen Teh is totally engrossed in love with him. It makes me too afraid that I might simply go off with you. But do you see, son, I can't give you the 300 silver dollars, or what is to become of the two old people. So what we see here is that Shen Teh is still a good person. She has the possibility to become wicked. She has the possibility, she has a chance to be selfish, but she has not become so. She has not become selfish. She could easily sweep off the place. There is nothing in written that she has taken money from that old couple, right? She could easily cheat them. She could easily cheat those person and go go with Yang San to Pekin, if he takes her. But what we see here is that the goodness of Shen Teh is so rigidly, so much deeply ingrained within her, that she is, in spite of the possibility, in spite of the probability of getting a big leap over this place, getting a chance of getting out of this place to a better place, she is thinking about of that old couple whom she should not cheat. That is a quality, that is a goodness. That's why she is a good person. That's why she is a good woman. Okay, as the title varies, good person of Szechwan to good woman of Szechwan, and everything depending on the translation. So what we see here is that Yang San is self-centered like any other people. He is self-centered. He is concerned with his own benefits only. He is concerned with the things that he needs to do. He needs things in it that needs to be done in order to satisfy his own dreams, his own future. But what we see here is that the same possibility is for Shen Teh, that he could elope with him. He could move out of this place and lead a happy life with him, if he takes him, or if he takes her. But what we see here is that she is not willing to cheat any person. Shen Teh says that, don't think I don't understand you. You want to fly and I can't be any help. So what we see here is that she is there, she understands everything, but for her, being good, being virtuous is the most important thing. Okay, so Yang San says, here's your place, beloved. If you are afraid, it is a wing shot. So here is a plane. So what we see here is that Sun is making fun of Shen Teh and is trying every step to get those money. But what we see here is that Shen Teh is such a person who is not willing to give in to the wicked demands of Sun. Shen Teh says, son, there's no honorable way for us to get that job in Peking. That's why I need you to hand back the 200 silver dollars I gave you. So he is now speaking clearly, Shen Teh is now speaking clearly that as you are not able to get that job in an honorable way, That's why you should give back those 200 silver dollars that I gave you. Okay, so this honorable way is important, because that is why it is a parable play. Okay, it focuses on the morals of the people, projecting how subservient it has become. All others are focused on the well-being only, well-being of their own only. What happens to others is not their concern. Okay, so what we see here is that son is being asked to give those money back. Give them to me now, son. So son is now mocking her. Well, do you think you are talking about? Are you my wife or aren't you? Because you are rattling on me. Don't you realize? Luckily for you, it does not depend on you, because it has all been settled. Mrs. Swang icily. Son, you certain the bride's cousin will be coming? Son. He comes rushing to act as the best man. I hope I will open the door wide so that he spots us at once. He comes rushing up to act as the best man. So he is talking about Shweta, that he would come here to act as a best man. Okay, and that's more, he knows what it would mean for you. No shop left, no wedding either. So he is now threatening, son is now threatening that he will sell his shop, he will sell Shen Teh's shop, and there won't be any wedding if she refuses to give those 300 silver dollars. Okay, so she will be left nowhere, no wedding, nothing. And to top that, what we will see after this scene, that she will be pregnant with son's child. Though son will not know that, but we will see that. So the problem will be heaped on her thoroughly. They wait for what? They wait for Shweta to appear, but no one comes. Footsteps are heard, all looks around, but the footsteps move on, no one comes here. Okay, so Shen Teh talks that he is evil and he would like me to be evil too. So what we see here is that the characteristics of parable play is incorporated over throughout this play, but here it is emphasized thoroughly, where it says that Shen Teh is realizing and is telling the audience that he is evil and is willing to get me to be the evil partner. The poor who wait at the door every morning for rice, and an unknown man from Peking who is worried about his job. So what this emphasizes? This emphasizes the goodness of Shen Teh. She is worried about the poor people who are waiting every day outside her shop to get the rice, right? And also for the unknown man who would lose job because of the bribe that son is going to pay, right? So Shen Teh is concerned about everything, concerned about the roundabout goodness that is prevalent. She is focused on everything where good can be propagated. So she is not willing to give in. She is not willing to give in to the threats. She is willing to get married to young son, but not at the cost of getting those people, those innocent people, being destroyed. Okay, son stares the glass. We the poor people, and once the guests have drunk the wine, the clock has run down forever. So what he says, that the only time that is left is so long the jug is filled. Once the jug is empty, the time will be over and they will exit this place. So he is building up pressure so that the money comes, that is Shweta comes with the money, or Shen Teh does something in order to get those 300 extra silver dollars, so that it makes 500, total 500 silver dollars for him to get the Pekin job. In the meantime, they talk and the priest leaves. And Sun says, now that the priest has left, we cannot detain you any longer. So all the guests that were present, the grandfather, the sister-in-law, the unemployed man, the niece and everything. So what we see here is that they all the guests leave, because as the priest has left, the marriage will not take place, the wedding will not happen. So Shen Teh asks, shall I leave to Sun? So see the condition of the society, where the marriage is happening only at the terms of getting the money, where love is one-sided love, and she becomes fool out of that. She is a fool to believe that Sun has changed for better. The prospect of her living in a happy life seems bleak. Sun, on the other way round, mocks her, no, you wait. It's your wedding, isn't it? We should wait. The moon will be nothing but green cheese. Okay, have you ever seen green cheese? It is not possible. Impossible thing to happen. Right? So it will be followed by the song of green cheese. But you have seen green cheese, when cheese rots or it becomes stale, green portions come up. So what we see here is that we would be singing you a song. He says, before she can step outside, she can see the plane thundering over the house. The wedding has only been somewhat postponed. So he is still giving her hope that wedding can be possible only if you get the money. And because the bride does not know what love is nothing but money for them. Okay, for the man, for the man's mother, love is nothing but money. You give the money, so you will be loved back. There is nothing unconditional. So what we see here is that Sun is now saying that as the bride does not know what is love, for the modern people, love is about not loving unconditionally. It is not unconditional caring about each other, right? But what we see here is that it is only about the monetary gain, or any kind of gain that one can get out of in the name of love. That is love to them. So they sing the song of green cheese. That is what is told about. This focuses on nothing but the condition of the society. Okay, society's picture has been portrayed over here, where the money is everything, where there is merit there is money, there is everything, or the green difference. And what we see here is that the condition of the society is becoming bleak and bleak. The last minute, the last option of anything which is better, which will be better for people, is not seen over here. What we see here is that these people are only after the betterment of themselves, not the society, and betterment of themselves at the cost of harming others. Okay, that is what is seen over here. At the end of the scene, Mrs. Yangsan, he won't come now, that is Shweta. 3 of them sit there and 2 of them look towards the door. So they sit there and wait. That is Mrs. Wang, Yangsan, and the bride, that is Shen Teh, wait there, whereas the 2 of them, that is Mrs. Yang and Yangsan, looks out towards the door in hope that Shweta will come. It ends like that, with a ruptured wedding, where the wedding does not take place because of the money that that was demanded was not has not arrived. Okay, and the plan that Shen Teh was hatching, not a plan but a way uh, to get young son understand her, uh, the way she wanted young son to understand the society through the eyes of her, through the goodness of her, is not being able to she is not being able to execute that. She failed in that process. Okay, so let's end it here today. We will continue the next sections in the next lesson, next classes. Thank you.